Peak Performance Secret starts right now. Yes, there is more. More for you, more for me, more for everyone. Whatever more represents for you, whether more impact, more income, more clarity, more awareness, more insights, whatever more represents, there is more. And my invitation to you is let's go for more. Let's go for more. You know what you want more of? Let's go for that. Manifest your brilliance to create more, whatever more represents. Hi, my name is Kamoya Benjamin, and I do identify as a peak performance coach. What that means is that I come alongside people, individuals, or teams and help them to create more, whatever more represents. As at the time of this recording, it is 20th of October 2023, and in Kenya we celebrate Heroes Day. And this is the day that we celebrate, as we call them in Swahili, mashujaa, warriors, heroes. And I've got my spear. This is what, mashujaa is all about, and I'm all about fighting for your goals, for your dreams, for your desires, for whatever more represents for you. And as I hold this spear today, I want to celebrate you as well, because unless there is a cause that you have been sent into as a warrior to go in and fight, unless there is a reason to go in and deliver your assignment and make things happen, unless there is a cause, then you have no business being out here with a sword and with a shield and with a spear. I have been, for the last 9 years, stepping out, fighting for your dreams, fighting for your hopes, fighting for you who desires to step into the level of awareness that is required to be, do, and have more, whatever more represents in your life. I've been talking about potential this week, and I wanted to read an excerpt from the book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. This book, I've read it cover to cover, and it has shifted my life in so many ways. And I wanted to read from one of the laws that I believe is, for me, the most important laws. And I say this when every time I go to every other law. And there are 15 of them here: the law of intentionality, the law of awareness, the mirror, the law of reflection, the law of consistency, environment, design, pain, ladder, the law of the rubber band, the law of trade-offs, the law of curiosity, the law of modeling, the law of expansion, and the law of contribution. But I think in his design, when he wrote the chapter, the table of contents, the first law is the law of intentionality. And the law of intentionality says that growth doesn't just happen. I did a post a couple of weeks ago, and I put it on my social media platforms, and I was speaking to this idea that there's a point and a stage where you get to in life, and you need to have certain things in place. I'm not talking about this is dependent on where you're coming from. I'm not talking about you need to have bought a car, you need to have bought a house, you need to have this kind of a job, you need to have this kind of an impact. No. What I said is that when it gets to the age of 35, that's according to our Kenyan constitution, that's when you're no longer a youth. And now you kind of transitioned into being an adult. When you get to the age of 35, you need to have a blueprint. And I got as much love as I got also hatred from the comments in the social media profiles. And I get where some of those people are coming from. And the big idea, the big message that some got and some maybe understood it from a different lens is that you need to have a plan. And the question that triggered the growth of my potential was when John Maxwell taught me at the age of 18 that I need to have a personal growth plan. You see, the law of intentionality says that growth doesn't just happen. You may grow physically. And John Maxwell shared that, most people come from an awareness in life that, wisdom comes with age. Maturity comes with age. But I love the comment when John Maxwell says that sometimes age comes alone. There is no maturity and there's no wisdom in it. Age comes alone. How many people do you know who are old, who are aged? They've gotten to a place at a prime stage in their life, and you cannot see the potential that is deposited within them, exhibited in their world. I believe that, as Miles Monroe said, that the richest place on earth is the cemetery, is because right there are dreams, destinies, solutions, innovations buried. People never stepped out to create what God deposited within them. And so the law of intentionality, which is the first law in the 15 invaluable laws of growth, says that growth doesn't just happen. What does that mean? It means that you will not stumble You will not stumble on purpose. You will not stumble on impact. You will not stumble on income. I'm not talking about receiving an inheritance from some rich uncle who you never knew, and then you just wake up and there's a text on your phone that says, "We have discovered you, you're long gone. Uncle has left you a fortune and an estate." I never know anyone who has that happen for them. And even for those who have estates left to them, if they do not have the awareness and the mastery to steward that estate, it is not long before they've lost all of it, and it is not bequeathed to the next generation. I mean, what does the Bible say? That until a son, an heir, gets to a level of maturity, they almost remain in this mind frame of a slave where they cannot inherit what is rightfully theirs because of the lack of maturity. And so growth requires intentionality. Growth requires that we are intentional. And I'm going to read from a paragraph in the chapter number 1, the law of intentionality. I'm not sure you can see this, but let me read it. Tune in here. It says, how do you get better at what you do? How do you improve your relationships? How do you gain more depth and wisdom as a person? How do you gain insight? How do you overcome obstacles? Do you work harder? Work longer? Do you wait for things to get better? And John talks about how this conversation happened for him in 1972 when Kurt Kempmeyer asked him, "Do you have a personal plan for growth?" John Maxwell asked me that plan and ignited in me a desire and an awareness to develop a plan for growth. And that's the question that I have for you as you seek to unlock your potential. Do you have a plan for growth in your finances? How you're going to double your income? Do you have a plan for your relationships, how they're going to be vibrant? Your relationship with God, how it's going to be vibrant? Your family relationships, do you have a plan for that? I fell into this trap because John talks about 8 growth traps, and I fell into the assumption trap. I assumed that I would automatically grow. Just because my nails were getting longer, my hair was growing, I noticed that there were physical changes in my body and I was growing. I thought that I would grow automatically in my finances, in my career, in my fulfilling work. I thought I would grow. I assumed that I would grow. When we're children, our bodies grow automatically. And so we think that because we became taller, we became stronger, we became capable of washing utensils and then driving and then, facing new challenges, that into adulthood we will continue to grow. Not necessarily the case. And that is my invitation to you. Are you assuming that you're going to grow? Because if you don't have a growth plan, you're assuming that you will grow. The second gap that for me, or trap of growth, was timing. The timing gap says it's not the right time to begin. Many other times when I waited for a certain outcome and event to happen before I could step in and grow. I wanted to, for something to happen so that I can do something. I'm waiting for for a business to start. I'm waiting for, and then I will. And I never just committed it and took upon myself to say, you know what, I'm going to grow, and my growth starts now. And I'm going to create a plan now. And today, as we celebrate Mashujaa Day, Heroes Day, those that have served us to create the results that we have, the mentors that have poured into me to become aware of what I'm aware of and to create the results that I have now created, I'm encouraging and inviting you. Let's go for more. Let's go for more. Let's be the heroes for our own selves in our own journeys to tap into the potential that is within us to create what God desired and designed for us. Again, I wanted to quickly read from one of the heroes in my own growth journey, John Maxwell. And the law of intentionality says growth doesn't just happen. If you're assuming that it will grow, that you will just grow, you're wrong. If you're waiting for the right time to grow, now is the time. Let's get started. Let's go. Let's grow. and let's go for more. Thank you. Enjoy your holiday today, as I also will. Until we meet again next week, as I'm going to be tackling a new episode. Blessings, be well, and bye for now.